Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ. Time to get serious. Last time I did a rant video. This time we're talking about Bionicle G2 again. This time I'm going to talk about the things we did not get. And what I would have expected to get out of at least a Christmas set in 2016. So, what we did get was a lot of great sets. Some worse than others, but hey, we got awesome parts. We got more parts we already had. We got cool masks. We got books, 3 of them. We got 2 graphic novels, an activity book, a ton of magazine content, even a magazine insert. We got promo poly bags and a couple of foil bags too. Exclusive masks, web animations, a Netflix series, and a couple of app games that you can download for free, I think. And they're alright for the most part. And that was it. That was all we got. We got posters too. Posters are cool. I have the Golly Master poster from 2015 right up there. Still have it. Amazingly enough. However, there are things we didn't get. One of those things was graphic novel number 3. There was a 3rd graphic novel planned and it was never released because fuck Lego and they say fuck you to us. Fucking hell. We also didn't get a 4th book. I don't think there was even a 4th book planned. A chapter book, that is. Because the 3 books we had were kind of okay, I guess. I mean, at least we got names of the protectors. We also got Bingzack. And there were other names too, I think. The one Skull Raiders leader dude thing. I don't know. And we also... I think there was also... Yeah, we didn't get Mask Maker Makuta. And we didn't get Shadow Titan Makuta from Journey to One. Now I understand. Shadow Titan Makuta was just made out of parts from like 7 G2 sets that we could easily build ourselves. And he was supposed to be massive Titan guy. Battle in the same realm as Witch Doctor and General Grievous. So it would have been nice to have that too. What I think should have happened is that for a final send-off, we should have, also we didn't get the Mask of Ultimate Power, but we should have gotten Shadow Titan Makuta. They should have, you know, just, they should have given us a $50 set. Shadow Titan Makuta with the black Mask of Ultimate Power that also comes with Mask Maker Makuta with his actual mask, and a golden mask of Ultimate Power, and his own hammer and shield. That would have been nice to have as a final, you know, goodbye set for Christmas. We didn't get that. $60 would be pushing it, I think. $50 is ideal for a set like this. We didn't get that. Mostly because I did not suggest it to Lego. But they had no plans to release Makuta. They had no plans to release the Mask of Ultimate Power. To be fair, a representative at Lego said these things in response to some comments they got on social media back in 2016. So they could have been blowing smoke up our asses. Wow. So, I mean, to be fair, you can hunt down the sets easily that you need to build Shadow Titan Makuta. I'm going to do that at some point, I just don't know when. But there's no actual instructions Now there are Let's Build videos out there, I think, and there are like a few pictures that Lego provided to help us build Shadow Titan Makuta. It's not going to be that helpful, but you're better off with a Let's Build video or with actual physical instructions. That's another issue we'll talk about in the next video. The Mask of Ultimate Power. I mean, fans were able to 3D print the thing and throw up on Shapeways or Thingiverse or whatever the fuck. And while that's cool, I mean, I don't have $20 to spend right now, so, eh. It takes a while to, you know, sand down the parts and get them to be fine, grit, and ready to be used. So, yeah, there's a lot of labor that goes into making those custom parts nice and pristine and clean. And as a result of that, they get pretty expensive. So, Shadow Titan Makuta was pretty cool looking. But they used him only for Journey to One. Now, this was a similar thing with a prototype Makuta for Mask of Light. But that was a prototype. This was a combination model. Yeah, it's kind of two similar things, you know, in a way, for two separate versions of Bionicle. But we didn't get Shadow Titan Makuta as an actual set, but as a thing you can actually build for, I don't know, like $200. It's worth it. Plus, you'd have to buy the Mask of Ultimate Power from Shapeways, and there you go. You have a complete Shadow Titan Makuta. I will do that at some point. Not sure when. But it would have been nice if Lego provided that themselves. You see what I'm getting at? Maskmaker Makuta, why did we not get him? I mean, yeah, he's just basically going to be a clone of a Kimu Maskmaker. I actually built a Maskmaker Makuta using not trans purple shells or limbs, but black limbs and black armor shells, because that's edgier. So I think he looks cool. Still need to build a hammer though. So while it's relatively easy to build our own Maskmaker Makuta, some parts don't exist, like the shortest bone piece that does not exist in trans purple, as far as I know. You can kit bash it together, but what's the point? That's more work on your end, on our end, whatever. You could also dye a shortest bone piece in trans light blue, dye it purple. That's a thing. Still not the same though. It's an experiment, and you're working with chemicals that could potentially kill you if you drink them. What we also didn't get was going back to the book stuff. You know, the books, I managed to read the third book in one freaking day. One day, less than a day actually. It was like a couple hours at most. Maybe 1 hour, I don't know. The point is, the books were written by Ryder Wyndham. And he's no Bionicle author. No, he's no Greg Farshtey, that's for sure. He's better off with Indiana Jones and Star Wars stuff. But to have Ryder Wyndham doing Bionicle, that was cool. He at least gave us some character names like Bingzak, which is a weird ass name in on itself. And for the protector names. So, I mean, okay. The activity book was shit. It wasn't really good at all. It was just, the puzzles were too easy to do, and they were typical and lame and boring. The only reason I got the activity book was for that mask, but I already got it with Ikimu and Kolta, so why did you give us a mask twice? That specific one twice, instead of giving us, oh, I don't know, the Mask of Water in Transdark Blue. Instead of having that mask be exclusive to the Insider, tour thing. You see what I'm saying? The graphic novels were alright. There was some printing errors with some colors. Some characters had the wrong colors attached to them. And this was a thing that was part of G1 comics as well, so it's no big surprise. But still, for something that came out in 2015 and 2016, I would expect better. I expected better from these. And it's nice to have some lore to read up on, but it's not Bionicle G1 lore. In fact, it's subpar, 100%. The books, the graphic novels, all the story stuff for G2 is subpar, boring, lame, and droll. It's not Bionicle G1, and it never will be. It'll never hold a candle to G1. It had some good ideas, but the execution was lukewarm and not that special at all. It was kind of bullshitty. Now, graphic novel number 3. What would it have been? I don't know. It would probably give us the history of Umarak, and probably some extra story stuff. Maybe even a bonus comic as well. I don't know. We'll never know because LEGO pulled the plug early. Bastards. Yes, they're bastards for doing so. And really, the web animations could have had different voice actors instead of altering this one single voice for so many different characters. Yeah, it felt like a father was telling his child a bedtime story, which, okay, I could see that working with the animations, but it's also just kind of lame, What other exclusives do you think that LEGO would have released in for G2? Well, first of all, more masks, obviously. We needed more Kanohi masks. We needed more alternate versions of Kanohi masks. I would like to see another version of Umarak's mask. Silver in the middle, which goes into like a trans-light blue or trans-dark blue. That would be pretty cool. That would be a mask that I would use on an Anona build for G1. Yeah, that would probably fit Anona really well. It would not work for Lariska, obviously, but yeah, I could see that working for Anona. The fact that we got the Mask of Creation twice, we got it with Ikimu and Kolta, and we got it in a polybag, was just kind of ridiculous. We did get Ikimu's little bird friend, Agil. We got him, and that was cool. I didn't get the magazines that they were. Those were like in Polish, so I could not read them anyway, but I might collect them anyway just to have them. But there was also Skull Scorpion, which I also have. I got both of those. I got both of those foil packs without the magazines, so that's cool. That's another thing we did get. Well, the Polish got them, was those magazines. There were also comics that were over in Europe as well. And there was even a Lego Club magazine exclusive one-panel comic. So, and of course there was the art book, limited to like 100 copies. I I would love to own that art book, but you can just get a PDF of it on Biosector 01. So, and potentially print it out and make your own bootleg version in paperback. That would be a nice fuck you to Lego. Oh, yes. But, yeah. There was so much lost potential with G2 that it almost hurts. It really does hurt, actually. It's crippling that G2 had all this good stuff. Some of it was kind of, like the activity book was shit. And the novels were, and the storytelling was decent at best. But there was a lot of good stuff that came out of this. Posters, exclusive masks, polybags, foil bags, the sets themselves, magazines, comics. There was all kinds of cool stuff that came out. But it wasn't going to top G1 at all. They tried. They failed. Clearly. They only gave us 2 years of Bionicle. You know what was the biggest FU to us was from Lego? We didn't get 2017. And another. That was the biggest fuck you to us from Lego. Is that, you know, the Journey to One, the last 6 minutes was scrunched up. It felt like the last 6 minutes was the story for 2017, the story arc for 2017, and they just condensed it all into 6 fucking minutes. That is utter bullshit, and it's fucking stupid. Why would you do that, Lego? They saw the sales going down. I get it. The sales are what drives Lego to keep making sets. And when those sales were piss poor, probably because the execution of the story and the marketing and whatnot was piss poor too. The marketing was really just balls. Yes, there was some good stuff here that they gave us. But relying solely on the animations for kids to watch and digest on their way to school during the bus ride, that's not enough. That's not enough. Yes, there was character videos for, there's a lot of character videos actually, and there was even commercials. There was a commercial promoting the Mask of Creation game, which was pretty cool in CG. The dismemberment of the fucking skull spider was funny. At least you didn't see blood shoot out of its carcass. And then there was a product commercial for the sets for 2015, and there's even a product commercial for 2016 as well. Except for the second wave. Are you insane, Lego? They didn't have faith in G2 at all. In fact, they sabotaged it purposefully. As I've stated before in other videos, they slashed the budget for G2 considerably. They took all those funds and poured them over into the sets for Lego Star Wars CCBS sets. Because it's Star Wars. That sells more than Bionicle G2 ever could. This, I believe, truly happened, and Lego, you can't escape from this one. This was, they can't deny it. They really can't. This was horrendous. This was absolute dog shit, and it made Lego look bad. 100%. It made us, the fans, who were promoting these sets for them, apparently, it made us look like a bunch of fools, basically. And you know what? There were other Bionicle fans that were laughing at us for promoting these sets as if they weren't. Bionicle G2 turned out to be a big waste of time for a lot of people. I still enjoyed the sets. I tried to enjoy the story for how simple it was. But it also feels like the story was worse than Hero Factory's story. I've said this before in 2 other videos. The story for G2 was worse than Hero Factory's story. It was simpler. It was duller. It couldn't hold a candle to Hero Factory and Bionicle G1 combined. Oh my god, that is insane. Mind equals blown dot whatever. This was a massive waste of time. And LEGO clearly thought it was because they weren't seeing much of the profits. So they released what they could and got as much money as... Okay, they did get a lot of money from it, but at least the sets, at least the fans that were passionate enough to buy the sets and everything else, review them, and talk about them on podcasts, and just enjoy Bionicle being back for 2 years. Only 2? Only 2? We were supposed to get 2017, but we didn't. Why? One thing alone. Corporate fucking greed. That's all it is. That's all LEGO cared about, was making money, and G2 was not making them money, so fuck it all to hell. What was their reasoning for giving G2 to the kids of today? Or, well, at the time, 2015 and 2016, there was no reason why a kid would want those sets at the time. What makes you think they want them now? Yeah, I'm saying this right now. G2 did not appeal to kids back in 2015 and 2016. It only appealed to a minority of folks. And that is fucking balls. There were a few kids here and there that actually liked Bionicle G2, or even went back and go to G1. But that is a minority of kids that were otherwise just kind of laughed at by other kids who cared about other things that were more successful, like fucking Ninjago. Yes, Ninjago was way more successful than fucking Bionicle G2. And it's just absolute balls. It really is. G2 100% fucking failed. And we can't deny this. When G2 ended, I almost wanted to kill myself. I did want to kill myself because G2 ended. Because it felt like LEGO was taking candy from a baby. That's exactly what the analogy is. It felt like LEGO was taking Bionicle from me, from the other fans, from the market. I mean, what more do I need to say? My voice is hurting a little bit, so better calm the fuck down. There was so much lost potential in G2 that it hurts. And it's hurting my voice right now. So it also hurt the heart. I was heartbroken when G1 was canceled. But even more so when G2 was canceled. Only 2 years? LEGO? You fucking bastards. They dropped Bionicle G2 simply because they could. Sagging sales, no sales at all, it seemed. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but fuck you. G2 didn't sell the way LEGO thought they would. They hoped they would. In fact, they were probably expecting G2 to 100% fail, and that's what they got. So they only gave us 2 years. They cut it short, and they managed to cut their losses, and they were never going to recoup the funds that they used to give us G2. But at least it lasted for the 2 years that it did, and the hype before the launch was so much fun. It felt like a dream was coming true right before my eyes. Only for that dream to come to an end 2 years later. That's how I felt when I realized that LEGO was taking Bionicle away for a second goddamn time. And you know what? They had the audacity to give us a little chibi build with googly eyes and noodle arms in the 90 Years of Play set. That was a fucking insult to the very name of Tahu, and you know it. They released the gift with purchase in 2023 as a nice tribute to Tahu up there. But that Tahu's laughing his ass off at both system versions of Tahu that we got. The G2 is at least miles... No, not G2. The gift with purchase was at least miles better than that stupid fucking little piece of shit googly-eyed monstrosity. And if you like the googly-eyed monstrosity, what's wrong with you? You're 100% wrong. Get the fuck out of here. And you know what? LEGO also had the audacity to release this gift with purchase because January was a quiet time for LEGO sales. So they boosted their sales in 2023, in early 2023, by releasing this gift with purchase that you could pay $100 in LEGO sets to get this free purchase, gift with purchase. And that was strategic. Wow. Talk about mind equals blown. They strategically released this gift with purchase so they can boost their fucking sales, and they're laughing all the way to the bank with this one. They really are. They really were 2 years ago. And with the revelation of Bionicle G3, what seems to be a potential thing to happen, I don't think it's going to at this point, because at this point I've lost faith in LEGO. They had no faith with G2. No. So they lost faith in Bionicle as a whole, and I've lost faith in them. Talk about a catch-22. The website, Bionicle.com, was renewed this year. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my video on that too. That's a rant. So, we might see Bionicle within the next 6 or 7 months before the expiration date towards the end of February 2026. But again, I highly fucking doubt it. If LEGO can prove me wrong, go ahead. Try, LEGO. They're not gonna try. They're just gonna sit and let the franchise rot while us, the fans, are the only ones keeping it alive. We do everything in our power to keep this franchise alive, because it's not LEGO's franchise. It's not. It is our franchise. We're the ones that grew up with it, and rightfully so. It is our franchise. 100%. LEGO can go fuck themselves at this point, because, you know, if that's all they care about is the sales, then As I've stated in the song I wrote, another shitty, greedy company. Yeah, that was a lyric. Remember my song Dear Bionicle? I wrote that in 2016. It was a parody, a straight up parody of Dear Agony by Breaking Benjamin. It did not work 100%. I no longer have the song. I no longer have the lyrics. But I wrote that song as a protest to, and as a statement to basically bash the living hell out of LEGO. Because they took Bionicle away from me twice. Twice now. The chibi brick build thing, that's not enough. That's not enough to heal the wounds. The gift with purchase, almost. But still not enough. And while I enjoyed the gift with purchase, it's still not that. LEGO, you're the ones who fucked up. Clearly. And we're all laughing at you because of all your mistakes. So stop making mistakes and do something good. If you bring back Bionicle next year, don't fuck it up. If you do, then we're gonna have some problems. Because Bionicle deserved more than shitty system sets. I get it, there were play sets in G1, but that was a minority of sets. The vast majority of Bionicle were buildable action figures, and that's how it should always be. Not a fucking playset. The playsets for G1 were actually pretty cool, but still. I still have my poster of the island of Okoto on the wall over here. And it's seen better days. Yeah. It's all worn. Yeah. So, where do we go from here when it comes to G2? Well, the scars are still healing, even after what seems like an eternity. And the emotions are still there. I think it's best for us to move. Obviously, people have moved on by now, but I need to try to move on as best as I could. When G2 ended, I wanted to kill myself, and I'm over that. But still, I tend to let my emotions get the best of me. And in this case, during this video, it felt like that was an example of it. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Maybe someday in the future we'll see some change from LEGO. For the better. Or for the worse. Or just about mid. We'll never know until LEGO makes a move. So, let's all raise a glass to our favorite franchise and drink. Celebrate Bionicle for what it was. Because LEGO doesn't seem to want to do that anymore. The gift with purchase, it just happened to be a fluke. And it was only about making money for them. They didn't care about delivering an excellent product, even though it was an excellent product. It was all about money for them. And here's my reaction to that. Fuck you. let's hope that G1 or G3 becomes something better than G2 to some degree, at least in terms of story. And maybe if G3 comes out next year before expiration date, maybe I'll buy it. But I can't guarantee it. And with the potential of a gift with purchase in 2026, we need that gift with purchase to be Bionicle again. But this time, make it something that's not Tahu. Either that, or make it Tahu and just expand upon the SCCBS building strategy. Make it one of the buildable construction figures, like Wolverine, or Iron Man, or Spider-Man, or Venom. That would be cool. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough people that are willing to support an SCCBS Bionicle. When the gift with purchase came out, fans were having fun with this, because it fueled creativity, and it was amazing. Even when the googly-eyed monstrosity came out, it still fueled creativity to design all the G1 sets in that form. This was the same with the gift with purchase. And with that came some memes and some cool fan short films, videos. At the end of the day, we will prevail as Bionicle fans. Lego, well, they'll probably just continue to make money because they can. I'm sorry for raising my voice, but I had to. It was... I tend to let my emotions get the best of me, and that's exactly what happened in this video, as I've stated. I'm gonna go let my voice rest. Drink some more tea while I'm at it. And I hope that we can see a bright future for Bionicle. If Lego doesn't bring it back at all next year, then the future of Bionicle is in us, the fans. We are the Bionicle. We do all that we can to keep that flame alive, even though every time it feels like Lego's trying to put that flame out, we still light that fire and it burns within inside of us. And it'll burn forever, even if Lego ignores it. And that's it. That's it for this long ass video. I know it didn't. I know this video turned out to be way longer than I was anticipating, but this was a video that kind of spiraled out of control. And I'm glad it did, because my emotions, I needed to get out on camera, because I hope some of y'all can resonate with this, because there are legitimately there are legitimate people out there that have felt incredibly negative emotions towards Lego and the death of our favorite franchise twice. And whenever an independent studio makes a video game that is so promising and amazing, Lego has to pull the axe on it, or pull the plug on it and axe it. That just proves how awful Lego has been in the past decade, it seems. So let's keep that flame alive as best as we can. And for that, I got one more video for y'all today, so stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks. Have a good fucking day, and peace.